You are now listening to a new episode of Man ShutUp. I am Wally World. Check this out. Season 2, Unlucky, episode 13. And we're going to get right to business. And the title of this one is Know Your Worth, King. I've been waiting to get on this one. And I wanted to make sure it was an unlucky 13 because you know what? It's only going to be directed to my kings. Yes, all men of all colors, shapes, and sizes. You know what's so crazy is we don't really know our worth. We really do not understand our worth. Matter of fact, we do not understand our value. Listen, go back and look at social media. I need all of my kings to scroll through their social media and see all the complaints right now. See all the things that we are not doing correctly. See everything from finances to sexual gains. You will see that everything, something's wrong. A fellow king of you is failing. That's the worth. And this is the reason why I stand. If any of you know my social media handle, and I'm not going to do it, you just find it and you're going to see Know Your Worth, Kings. I am the one that want to be the spokesman for this. I want to be able to empower us as men. Because again, we have 14 million people that have no problem telling us how bad we are. Now, I'm going to give you some rule of thumbs. Because see, now this is what makes it so special for me. Because again, these Know Your Worth King movements came from an actual female who taught me how to be the man that I am today. So a lot of it is the game and the mental processes of the ladies who are complaining and the ones who are happily successful. Number one, kings. First of all, I want you to lift your head up. I want you to act like you are the lion in the jungle. Don't let these women lie to you and tell you that they don't want to be grabbed and brought in. You got to get that chase back into your gut. See, some of you have brought some of those feminine things into your life, and now you're acting like whole hoes out here. Now, I'm not calling women hoes, but you understand the terms. You are acting like a hoe out here. You want a woman to come find you and pick you and cherish you and come and scoop you off your feet. You're looking for a queen in shining armor. You are a hoe. As a man, it's in your testosterone, it's in your DNA to go on the hunt. Because when you go right to her, you say, I want you. I want you. This is what it's for. Don't let her bitter, hurt ass talking about that's not what it's for. Yes, it is, because she's at home every night hoping and wishing some man that don't even exist. And a sky daddy told her that he's gonna come one day, and she didn't put in the work because it's for you, king. Which means don't play around. If you want her, yes, take your time, do your due diligence. I want you to really pay attention to everything that she does, because she doesn't even know that you're even paying attention to her. See, some of you get into your feminine ways and you want to be all up in the inbox talking about, oh, I seen you, oh, this, and I saw you here, and being a whole creep out here. See, this is what women do whenever they have to be put in the position that we are in. Yes, they have no idea what they're doing, because this is not for them. They have now taken upon themselves to feel like they are men now. Their sack is showing. They are now talking about how they choose, do's, and what they're supposed to do, and wonder why the results does not go as follows. Marriage, long-term relationships, actual baby fathers who stick around. See, this is because the baby fathers and the husbands and the boyfriends, they're not doing their job. Now, one thing about us as humans is that we are going to always go to what we need in our lives, no matter if somebody's giving to us or not. And this is why I focus back on you, kings. Yes, I want you to have the mentality when this podcast is over, in this episode, that you should be wearing golden slippers and a golden robe, and you should feel like Prince Akeem being bathed, rather if it's with your lady or with multiple women. I feel like whatever is needed. Now, let's get to business, because we already 5 minutes in. I think I got you guys' attention. Number one, I've already told you, the chase is for you. Next things up is act like they don't exist. Now, I know you're sitting there saying, wait a minute, what do you mean? How you gonna say go for the chase but then act like they don't exist? I'm not meaning playing games. What I mean is having your own. Understand what your own consists of. Make sure that you understand bills. Make sure you understand what it needs to be paid, and make sure that you pay them on time if you can. We understand that life is a hard some bitch, and guess what? We have to fight through it just like they do. And even though we may not get the assistance of some of them, but guess what? It's your responsibility, because what I'm doing right now is I'm building you up leadership. I'm building you up that provider status. I'm building you up that. No, don't go and say, yeah, I'm going to go shack up, because months later you'll be shacking out and then you'll be back trying to find your own spot. See, this is not what we're trying to do here. We want to be where if it's going to be that, listen, either you understand what I bring to the table because you know I can handle this thing if you leave me or not. See, this is when you start adding value and you start adding what you bring to the table, your worth, everything. You get to now negotiate in this relationship. A lot of you dudes are not negotiating because you acting like her with her whole bag. You are taking your bag and you're just placing it on her in her dresser, and then you just want to act like you king shit, and she knows in the back of her mind you can't control anything. You're just a tenant. Now see, you don't want to be a tenant. Now I know a lot of you will hate this because some of you are tenants and you're trying to figure out why. Now it takes you a longer process to try to turn her whole thing around. Now you might be able to get in there and act like you king shit for a while, but then you'll find the realities of her sprinkle out from time to time where she wants to let you know, wait a minute, nigga, you don't run shit over here, and then you start second guessing yourself. And that's because of this rule right here. When a woman knows that you didn't go from one chick's house to another chick's house to her house, it starts to hit different. I'll sip. Ooh, good cognac. Where was I? Know your words, king. Yes, no matter how bad it is. And I know some of you say, I want to put her to the test. No. See, this is why you observe her early. You observe her when she's not paying any mind, because now you don't have to put no test to her. Because see, when you have to put somebody through a test, everybody knows a cheater. How many times that we've been in school, all of us did not actually study for tests. Every test that we ran into, we did not study for all of them. Okay? Let's be honest. At least 3/4 of the world. But we found a way to pass, to move on. And this is what you end up doing when you're trying to put your woman to the so-so test, right? No, you want to let her show you everything when she's thinking no one's paying attention. They say this is when you find the true character. The character is when she's not paying attention. You want to see how she really is. Now trust me, fellas, we all know with comfort comes change, and she will change into form. But it's a whole lot easier to see what's about to happen for her and what's about to happen to her by watching her when she has no earthly idea. Write that down. That's very, very, very important. See how she is with family. Listen, a lot of ladies are just like us, fellas. Remember, I told you, we have not been doing what we're supposed to do. Now they start to turn into men. So guess what? Some of them don't like their family members, hate them, treat them all types of ways, use them, abuse them, and then come to you to want to be saved. More times than not, you run into those women who want to be saved because they fucked over everybody else. These are the women that now that just stuck to your hip, don't have friends, and always want you to stay at home. Now that might hit deep for some. You want the woman who is fruitfully friendly. You want her to be able to have associate homegirls, tight homegirls, family that she goes to. You want to go to cookouts too, babe. You want to go to events too, babe. If she doesn't have that, you're never going anywhere. She's going to be at all of your family gatherings, all of your family events, and then it's not going to be even. Now, she's going to know everything about your family, and the only thing you know is negative shit about hers. and still keep asking to this day, when are we going to see such and such and such and such? No, sir. Because again, everybody has positions, and she has a position of being a family nurturing, loving woman, and that right there just showed you she's not nurturing nor loving to the people who created her and she was raised by. Take notes. It's that serious. Now think about it. Now, how many of you guys right now have chosen this woman and she can't even show you any loving, caring, soft, anything, nothing? You fucked up. Go back to the drawing board. It's not going to get better for you in the long run, and don't feel like you're... Now this is where we go to Captain Save a Hoe. Let me spot something. One thing you do not want to do is have to save anybody. 3-6 Mafia told us this a long time ago. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. I want to be saved. No, she does not. That is not your job. Happiness comes from within. I've explained it to you guys on other episodes, and the same thing applies to her. The same way she says she wants you to provide and protect, she has rules and things that she has to do as well. You keep your eye on it and always gauge it. If it goes too high, make sure now you bring it to the medium. You bring it down to the middle, because that's your job to be able to understand those things as a leader. If it's too low, you let her know it's not working the way it's supposed to work. Because see, a lot of us fellas, listen, this is the thing that ladies don't understand, and I understand it because I feel your pain. A lot of women say, why these girls get off? Because we're too busy trying to just empathize and say, no, we understand. But that's not what you can do. I've always explained that a relationship is a business first. You got some ladies that just happy to have a dude but treat them like shit and forget all about them. But it's good because as long as he's around. Now look at you. Now you sitting over here like, well damn, is she gonna get her focus back this way or what? No. Fuck that. That's some shit she gotta fix and learn. Now, back to you being with your bathers. And what I mean by that is that I want you to be able to know that first thing in the morning, you're supposed to be able to get life spoken into you too. This is a two-way street. Quit trying to tell her she's a queen and all this extra ass shit, and she ain't telling you shit besides bullshit and everything that you're doing wrong. Send her to the streets, because what she's doing is probably giving you single mother vibes. The same way they can tell that a nigga ain't shit, that he gonna be nothing but a bullshit ass baby daddy, it's the same way you need to start gauging if she's gonna be a bullshit baby mama. Again, nobody can tell you what you feel. Next, have a career, have something that you know to let her know that everything's good in the hood. Because it might be one day that you want to have children, but you want her to understand that, you know what, insurance is not a problem. You want her to be able to say, you know what, after 6 months, 7 months of pregnancy, if you decide to still work, it's on you, but I would rather you not, because of the health of you and the child. See, you have to be able to be that leader. Everything has to be talked through. Be a great communicator, which is next. But we're gonna stick on this. We need you to have everything in line. Have your own money. Let me explain this to you. And when I go back to it, acting like they don't exist, that means that learn how to cook, fellas. Let me explain what I've seen on social media that I think is super duper whack. Dudes are now at the point saying, well, I can cook my own food, I can do this by myself and this by myself, what do I need her for? And if you are saying that is feminine vibes. And the reason being is because if you doing mutual 50-50 as you are asking for, she's still cooking, washing drawers, cleaning homes, and you're sitting there on the video game drinking beers and asking those same lame ass niggas to come by for her to clean up behind. That is not the business. This is why it goes back to having your own, so you can appreciate it by cleaning a bathroom with pride. Cooking a food that you might fuck up on a few times just to get it right. Only to be able to feed her. Man, there's so many small things that women want. You see, they bark loud, but they're really soft inside, every last one of them. It's like a Twix candy bar. It's very tough on the outside, pause, but it's really just full of caramel. This is what ladies are. This is what they need to get back to. They want to get back to the 10-year-old little girl that they once were, where they had a lot of dreams and la la land and just full of love, and they can't do it because a lot of you are doing bros over hoes, fuck these bitches, and money over bitches as well. And that's not gonna work out for you. I'm just telling you that you don't have to make them the main priority until you are serious and ready to make them the main priority. But now, on the side note, do not play games with them though. See, this is where other people fuck up around in my lifetime. See, they think some way because of how they feel, and I just tell it straight. Now, it's up to them to want to either be around or feel my energy or want to be better or however. But I'm not here to change you, so I'm going to still continue to do what I'm doing because I'm doing it in a positive aspect. That's leadership. I'm not here to dictate if somebody stays or goes. My aura, how I carry myself, should make you want to stay or want to go. The choice is yours, but it's all going to be within for you, sweetheart. I'm not here to be your daddy. You have to now make sure that she understands that it's something that she has to solve as well. If you have a woman that understands she can't solve anything, cut her off. Not gonna be good for you, fella. And the only guys that stick around with shit like that is because it goes back to what I said at the beginning, where now you're just a tenant and now you are figuring out where you're gonna stay next week. You can talk to rah-rah all you want. The truth is what it is. Because when shit goes downhill, you're the one making phone calls trying to figure out who you laying with. It's different when you know, hey, I can go stay in my own shit and I can't be kicked out. Either we're gonna solve this or you can go to your place or however. But I'm not gonna be out here in the rain and the cold. Might well take me downstairs into the room or something. We'll figure this shit out tomorrow. But we will not go to bed angry. We will address this before we go to sleep. See, you have to have that, and it's certain things that you gotta have and certain things people have and they just don't. But I'm trying to school you, kings. Don't worry about it. I got your back. Let me explain something to you too. Don't go back and forth with a female. You're not gonna win that. The reason why you're not gonna win that is because it's two different things, the yin and yang of life that I've expressed, where men think absolutely with logic because that's the way that what the world has given us, while they think with emotional value. Now, ladies, please don't bash me with the emotion. How many times have you had to apologize or you felt dumb or you're just too prideful to apologize because of some shit that you've done or said or actions you thought that was going to be perfect and then it didn't work out? I'm done with that. Logic would have let you know what was the realities. And this is what men really be focused on. But fellas, I want to say this because I am also that same guy. You have to also be able to allow emotion to come in with yourself. But you won't know that until you are by yourself, into yourself, and understand the things that come with being to yourself. And it's not always about having the freedom to have sex, but really the freedom to understand that everything is your responsibility, where you will start caring for things more. Ladies, I think you should take notes for that too, because see, you like to bring dudes in as like your sons, and then you wonder why they don't clean up behind themselves, they need your car, and they don't pay bills. Sounds like a son to me. It's a son, sis. Fellas, know your worth, kings. You don't have to take the backlash and all that stuff. Let me explain something to you too, because these are the excuses you'll get. You know, I've been stressed. You know I'm on my period. Guess what, heifer? You get a period every single month. Every single month. You know it's coming. You get the... Fellas, I need you to pay attention deep. Women know their boobs start hurting. Their stomach starts cramping. They start having certain cravings. They start to become tired. Yeah, all those little things, they know it's coming. If I can say it, damn it, they know. So don't make them have that excuse that I was just on my period and that's just what it was. I don't care about estrogen levels. Guess what? It's all about managing. Because if you could take those same period cramps, same boob aches, same headaches, same tiredness, and go to work and work a full 8 hours with a smile, you can do the same thing at home. Again, we not playing monkey games. This is where you put your foot down, fellas. What you want is what you have to be able to have, guys. You can't say submissive, but you don't have respect. Now let me give a side note to all the ones who want to be petty that know me. Every woman that's been around me in my lifetime, they respect me because of these things that I'm speaking. Meanwhile, some of y'all can't get your baby daddies to get your shit together. Now, where was I? Know your worth, King. I was taught to know my worth again by women of all different ages. From 70 to 50 to 30. And I've even learned from my nieces. Trust me. Because they teach you things along the way. Fellas, observe, have observation. Everything cannot be observed on a negative aspect. Be able to understand and appreciate and see when your woman or ladies around you, however you run, is doing great things. Be a motivator. Let them know that you see them doing things. A lot of you say, man, my girl don't never tell me anything positive, but you don't tell anything positive as well. You don't even tell her she's beautiful. Start speaking life into your woman. Let me tell you something right now. If you speak life into your woman, I'm going to give you a rule of thumb, and a woman can't even deny it. Whatever you do, a woman sucks up and become you. You become one. No matter marriage or not. Marriage is paperwork. But energy has no paperwork. You will find your woman starting to say some of your slang. You will see your woman trying to live exactly like you. So if you are a fuck dude, she is going to be a fuck chick. That's the way it works. But if you are a person that's motivational, inspirational, giving words of compliment, giving compliments, giving words of affirmation, you are doing these things. You are being loving when you need to be, but you are being stern when you have to be. They do the same thing in return. If they don't, they look stupid in return. Trust me, I promise you. A woman knows everything that she thinks that she knows. She knows. She knows when she's fucked up. You can tell by the vibes. You can tell by her energy when she's fucked up, when she know better. You don't have to even express it. And once you do that, she don't got to express when you're fucking up. She will know that you know as well. See, that's why it's about knowing your worth around here. Don't take nothing and try to just, and guys, I'm telling you a testimony. I was that dude. I would take it, blow up, boom. Now guess what? Everybody getting at work. And you know what happened? Now all of a sudden, you're the bad guy. But they forgot that they fucked up, ignored you, talk shit to you, and didn't do what you asked 10 times. Because if you don't address it then, it gets forgotten in a woman's mind. You don't forget it. And it's vice versa, because it's the same thing with her. You might think it's over, my guy, but she will remember it. That's why communication is key. And that is where we are. Communicate. Everything. Everything. You don't like it, tell her. You love it, tell her. That was smart of her, tell her. You think she could have done better, tell her. Does this outfit look good? Don't lie. It doesn't look well. And then you'll start changing women that say you can say it differently. Then no, he said it because it's honest and it's truthful. You dictate this, fellas. A lot of you are taking a lot of ass kickings because guess what? You're taking a lot of ass whippings from the pain from another nigga that you'll never meet. Let me repeat that. You are taking an ass kicking from the attitude and anger from another nigga that you would never meet. I want you to write that down. Feel me. A lot of you are taking the backlash of her past baby father. A lot of you are taking an ass kicking because of her ex that didn't treat her right. But if you come in with your own values that are all positive, that are all moving forward, she has no choice but to either change and reform or get the hell on and get to the streets. And it no matter how much a woman talks that big boy shit, she does not want to continue to keep getting thrown back to the streets. It fucks with her morale too. Stay woke. Please believe it. And everything that we're saying on social media, these women sucking it up. So they hear us talking about taking them to the streets. And they hear how this shit ain't shit. And they hear it. It just doesn't apply to them yet. Because you have not known your worth consistently. Pick your head up, kings. Focus. This world has been wanting to beat you down for a long ass time. Assistance is not in your favor. We understand that. So now, bring things to the table to where none of that is even worried about or not even part of the equation. Respect is earned, not given. Put your crown back on and show the world why you lead and you run your domain. Again, thank you guys for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell while you're there. And while you're there, give me a comment, kings, and let me know if I put you back on your square. If you have a business, music, or an event, you know to hit me up. Flame, Game Time, 84 at gmail.com. Let's give them your flowers while you're living. You feel me? And as always, love yourself, love each other, be mindful, and be wise. Hey, you know, before I go, I want to say this one thing. No matter where you come from, no matter if your father was not around, that's not an excuse. Because you did dream one day that you would be better than the person who neglected you. Remember that. And kids have no fault in any of this. You created them just as much as your father that may not been there made you. Before I go, you know I gotta say it. Peace and love.